we gotta get in on the on this week of Monday Night Raw, and I want to tie it into a little bit of the news here. Obviously, during the show, I've said it a few times. It seems it happens every week. Bron Breaker kills somebody tonight. He killed a couple people. He killed Ilya Dragunov multiple times. But man, I think he really killed Ricochet tonight by lawn darting him and slamming him through, I believe, a real glass windshield. Justin, I want your thoughts on how this whole thing went down, but also, obviously, the elephant in the room. Ricochet said he does not want to renew his contract. Looks like he will test the open market. This appears to be his final appearance. Thoughts on all that and the way he was taken off TV?
I mean, it was a big impact. It was a big moment. It built the whole night. Look, if he's leaving, which it looks like he is, then get something out of it. And in this case, it's helping build this dominant run that Bron Breaker is having. So that makes a lot of sense versus just, having Ricochet just disappear with no explanation at all. And it was a good little angle to shoot, because if by some chance something did change and we came to terms with Ricochet, well, now you have a real meaning for another match between he and Braun if that was to happen. Now, I don't think that is, but I thought it was handled the right way. And so now this pretty much kind of confirms the way that they shot tonight. It really feels like it kind of confirms what we're hearing. And he'll go off, and he will get paid and do just fine in whatever path he decides. AEW, Independence, New Japan, some combination of all of them. So yeah, I thought this was well done tonight.
Yeah, Dylan's saying Ricochet will be back at some point. Slim Major saying, what if Ricochet doesn't resign, but Prince Puma does? Jay Willie says he owns his name, correct? That's an interesting question. Jimmy, watching all this, so a while back, I couldn't watch my Seattle Seahawks play a game, and I had to wait till after the game. I was trying to avoid spoilers all day, and I got a little update on my phone. I didn't notice. I didn't realize. I checked my phone. It didn't have the score, but it said our running back broke his leg. And so I didn't see the score, but I knew he broke his leg. And so I get home, I start watching the game. And every time they hand him the ball, I'm like, oh, is this going to be the moment? Because I knew it was coming. Tonight, every time Ricochet or someone in Ricochet's peripheral came on, I was like, is this the moment? I know he's going to get destroyed tonight. What were you thinking during tonight's show, knowing that Ricochet probably wasn't going to be back after tonight?
I like the way they wrote him off TV, if that is indeed the case, if he is not re-signing with WWE, because it leaves the door open for if a possible return down the road. Could be 2 years, 3 years down the road, whatever the case may be. He's got a built-in rivalry with Bron Breaker when he comes back. And if they can keep this under their hat, if it's an eventual return, imagine the reaction he's going to get. Now, conversely, if he is going to AEW, I pitched this scenario earlier today, because obviously Will Ospreay's been very open trying to lure Ricochet over to AEW.
And if the opportunity presents itself, I think he should bet on himself. And I think he should remind himself that he is one of the best high flyers to ever do it.
My thoughts are, don't go right away, or if you're going to sign with him, keep him off TV, keep it under your hat, keep Tony Khan's phone away from him at past midnight so he doesn't spoil this whole thing for everybody, because they're going to All In with Will Ospreay versus Swerve. And the big concern there is, okay, who does the job there? Who is going over? How do we get through this and make both guys look good? I know the ending may not be happy with a lot of people, but let's say Ricochet is there. They have a banger of a match, and Ricochet, a different Ricochet than we've seen before, interferes and takes Will out in the match, causing a DQ. I know that's not the finish that everybody desires, but and then on the Wednesday night on Dynamite, he comes out and there's just a different Ricochet. He's nasty, he's mean, and cuts a promo big time on Will Ospreay. You think you're the best in the world? You wanted to be here? You got me here. You called the thunder. Now get ready to face the lightning or something along. Make up some, but make it like very sinister, very evil, and turn him into a heel. It's going to be hard over there because they'll probably cheer him anyway. But at the same time, turn him into a villain. Give us something different. Give us some personality that we, unfortunately, we're lacking in WWE. We saw a little bit of it, but not enough of it. So maybe there he can hone his craft. And if his time is up there and he wants to resign there, that's fine. If his time is up there and he wants to, I'm sure the door would be open for him for a return. And you got that built-in rivalry with him and Bron Breaker. Just spitballing.
Yeah, this segment, I want to say, was done so well. Like, first off, when Ricochet hit the ground outside, I legitimately was worried. It sounded like he cracked his head on the concrete. I thought, oh my God, this is bad. Fortunately, it seemed like he was okay. But the thing that did, like, Justin, this was so perfect in Samantha Irvin leaving and them not having a ring announcer. That, to me, I was like, this is beautifully done. And great on them. Great on Ricochet. This was done. This was the absolute perfect way this could end. And I think if Ricochet ever decides he wants to come back, I got to think the door's open for him, Justin.
Yeah. I know. And it was a great touch with Samantha. I mean, they've acknowledged her several times in her relationship with him, and they show, social media they show like her reaction to crazy moments that Ricochet does or what have you. So yeah, that only makes sense that she, of course, would leave her ring announcer post and come check on him and then leave and go to the hospital with him. And then, they don't have a ring announcer. So give McAfee a microphone. Yeah, it was just logic. It was just simple logic and works. Yeah. So we'll see. I do think he ends up in AEW is my guess. I don't know if I agree with Jimmy on the, I don't know. And I'll be happy if he proves me wrong. I don't know if he has the chops to pull off something healed like Jimmy's suggestion. I've said this before. I thought the best thing I saw of him prior to WWE is I loved him in Lucha Underground as Prince Puma. I loved him under a mask. I loved him with the backstory they gave and Conan kind of managing and narrating that. I thought, that was just a great that played to a company that could do great. There's a Hollywood company that could do great video vignettes and then just let him do what he does great in the ring. I just don't know live if he's the guy with a live mic as Ricochet, if he's got a whole lot of juice there. But we'll see. Again, he's going to get paid, which, again, that's the important thing. Good on him. Next thing will be if it is AEW, okay, you'll be a big deal for that week and the following weeks that you're the newest signing. Can they sustain? All too often, too many toys in the toy chest, you get lost in the shuffle. So we'll see.
One of my favorite memes was someone put one of those, AEW graphics with him on it, and it said AEW has signed Rick Crochet, and he was holding like little crochet needles.
If it gets him on TV,
that was my favorite one. But what's crazy about Ricochet is obviously we're all thinking AEW, but man, I bet he would sell some tickets on the indies if he decided to go the Matt Cardona route. I think he would sell
that's the route.
Money.
That's the route. That's the route. If he, Jimmy was talking about this earlier. If he's at a point where if he's like, look, I want to keep working every week. That's how I operate. It's how my body operates. Go to the indies because he'll be the main event in every indie show he's on. He'll get paid whatever his asking price is.
Merch.
His merch, he'll control all of his merch, all of his pictures at intermission, everything like that. The hotel, the trans will all get taken care of. Like he will be treated like a main eventer everywhere he goes for any independent scene. So if he wants to work 2-3 times a week still, if he wants to do it while he can do it, that's the place to go. Because as I just said a minute ago, AEW might be a nice guaranteed 6-figure deal for him, but you're not guaranteed you're gonna have a match every week. You're not guaranteed you're gonna have a match every month, and that's just reality.
That's true.
I'll say this for everyone who's a big fan of Ricochet. If he is leaving and he is going somewhere else, now is the time to be the biggest fan of him you can possibly be. Support him, buy his merch, support what he does after this. Because I think, frankly, this is him. I don't know him. I've never talked to him, but I think this is him trying to show that he can be a draw and he can be the guy. And the only way he can do that is if fans support him in this journey. So if you do see that he's going to a show near you, go check it out. Go stream it on whatever network it's on. This is the time to be a fan of him, regardless of where he goes.